Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this Lunch and Learn. For those who are joining the Lunch and Learn for the first time, you're most welcome. I must say this is our 21st Lunch and Learn. So we started last year in January. Now this is September. So we really felt as a company, and the company is Majesty Training Associates, to have something that helps people with personal development. So every last Thursday of the month, we host a Lunch and Learn on key topics which help us grow. And today we are super excited to have Penina herself, who exudes self-love. And if anyone follows me on LinkedIn, you will realize that on LinkedIn, I did mention, many of you know me to wear short hair. But if you see long hair today, and it is good, praise her. And if it is bad, blame her, because this is nothing to do with me, but just to tell you that sometimes peer pressure is real. And so if you see me wearing a hair fashion you're not familiar with, just to know that she's the originator of this. But yeah, so welcome, Penina. Now that I have told the people, reported you, so I am feeling safe. And at this moment, I don't even know what, because you do so many things, madam. You do so many things. I don't know even what to say now. So I just want to leave it to you to introduce yourself how best you like. But this is the Lunch and Learn community. We have a WhatsApp group where we share personal development topics, or a quote, or a picture on a daily basis. So if you like to join the WhatsApp group, please, Nyakato or Fulgencia will share the link so you are able to join, so you get this content on a daily basis. Those who are on my address, you know that I post everything every day on my status, so you will get to know something about Lunch and Learn. But welcome, Penny. I don't want to take much of your time. We have 30 minutes to do this, like it's Lunch and Learn. So we're hoping people are lunching, or some cultures they don't talk while eating. So we are respectful that we spend the 30 minutes and then we leave the other minutes for people to have their lunch and go back to work. But we understand it's just 12 for you in Rwanda. I do not know whether you have lunch at 12. That's your lunch. Fantastic.
We're still on coffee here. Yeah.
You're still on coffee. Okay. Okay, over to you, please.
Thank you very much, Joanne. Ladies and gentlemen, doesn't Joanne look lovely? Huh? I was privileged to meet this beautiful woman in Nairobi a few weeks ago, and I managed to pressure her into doing her hair. But she looks good. She looks good. So, and that is one way of loving yourself. Because I told her she needs to figure out a way to give back to her body. And I believe she's sewing the... Huh?
I'm getting a lot of positive, I'm getting positive vibes.
Exactly.
Although my husband has not said anything, so I don't know what he's thinking.
Self-love. Today we're going to learn how it is all about how you feel and not anybody else. So without further ado, let me try and do justice to my introduction without taking so much of your time. I love to say women are superpowers and superwomen and a super engine. So I do a lot, and I love to do a lot because the Bible says that in my youthful age, or while I'm still youth, I should really, 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 really do as much as I can. So I really try to do a lot. I am Penina Burabyo Musoni. People call me Penny for those who are close to me, and feel free to call me that as well. I am a mother of four. I have one husband. I'm a Christian. I'm a businesswoman. I call myself a serial entrepreneur. And to mention a few that I do, I run a consultancy firm that does business development, trainings, capacity building for entrepreneurs, but I also run postpartum home. I call it a home. So we do help women that just gave birth to try and reduce the rates of postpartum depression. So we try and take away the stress, the burden that you're having, trying to teach your nannies what to do, how to sterilize, work on the bottles, soothe the babies, work on the babies, clean the stuff. So all that you go back to home for and you're tired before you even enter the house after giving birth, we take that burden off you and we help you to rest, relax for 3 days and go back to your home. Among other things, I do interior design. I love teaching children. The list goes on. We can always talk about this on another. But in all that, I try to do it from a smart angle because I'm an IT engineer, and everything that I do, I bring technology to it. And my goal is to make sure that women are very comfortable with IT, with AI, with using technology to ease their way of doing business and their way of living. So in a nutshell, that is me. And back to balancing all that, you can imagine trying to balance all that. At some point, I felt like I was a headless chicken running around. You know, when they've slaughtered the head and the chicken is trying to figure out how to do everything, to be a mother, to be a good employee, to be a wife, to be a sister, to be a daughter, to be all that. And it got to a point where I was like, hey, 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 what about me? Who cares about me? Right? I am busy feeding everybody, but I am emptying myself and not refilling this cup. So that is where I started now thinking about and reading and reflecting on how best can I fill my cup first, feel better, and now give people from a full cup rather than give what is empty. By the way, you cannot give anything that you don't have. So you need to look at your life first, your cup first. How do you meditate? How do you love yourself? By the way, when is the last time you guys celebrated yourselves? As mothers, as staff, we are running around. But do we ever sit down to actually celebrate what you did? As in daily achievements. Let's not get into monthly ones and quarterly ones, but daily achievements. Today, I woke up, I brushed, I laid my bed, I go to work, I handled the training that is done, I have talked to you guys. And at the end of the day, I'm going to sit back and be like, Penny, you deserve a very good cup of tea because you did that. You did it and it was well done. So good job. So talking to ourselves and celebrating ourselves and acknowledging that you have actually put in the work is a good way to celebrate yourself, and it's a good way to actually acknowledge your achievements. So what is self-love? And what does that really, sorry about that. There's a call that was coming through. What does self-love really mean? Every time I talk about self-love, some people start thinking, oh, spas, outings, massage. But I need us to go beyond this. Self-love is simply as simple as going for self-respect. How do you respect yourself? If you love yourself, everybody will love you. There's a guy who used to say, if I don't love myself, who will love me? And it's true. If I'm not loving myself, nobody will love me. Joanne, if you didn't see me loving myself, you would not have noticed this, that I'm actually in love with me.
Yes, yes, yes. And you
So
were
you need to appreciate you. You need to respect yourself for others to respect you. You need to be self-accepted. You need to practice self-acceptance, because if you don't accept yourself for who you are and probably work towards polishing who you want to be, it will not happen. So you need to first look inward. Who am I? Who is Paddy? How do I wake up and see myself? How do I affirm myself in the morning when I'm heading out? How do I honor my values? Do I have values, for starters? What are your values? And how do you honor them on a day-to-day basis? Give yourself permission to love yourself. Hmm? You're here trying to get everyone else's permission to be you. Let me call it to be you. Hmm? I'm trying to get acknowledgement from everyone. What do you think, Joan? What do you think? How did I do? How did that go? No, give yourself permission to be you. Your happiness is not a side dish, by the way. Your happiness is the main course of this life. Your happiness is supposed to be the main thing that makes you wake up in the morning. And these other things will come to fulfill whatever you're doing. So take your happiness as the main course, the main dish that you're going to eat. And with that, you'll not be stoppable. So please stop neglecting yourself. Look in the mirror every day. Admire yourself. Say you are everything that you're going to go out to be. You are charming, you are beautiful, you are smart, you are able. Penny, you can do this. So whoever you're going to meet, you should see me when I'm going to meetings. When I'm going to seal a deal, you will not believe this person. I walk like James Bond. I
Yes.
walk like I'm unstoppable. Nothing can stop me. But it's because of how I pumped myself in the mirror and I'm like, you're going to do this, girl. You got this. So I will put in everything. And with that comes the boundaries. Set some boundaries. Set who should talk to you. How do they talk to you? So there's some things we're not supposed to sit and take in. Yeah. So set your boundaries, know when to speak up. You know, the sun doesn't ask people, can I shine? The moon doesn't ask people, can I come out? The wind doesn't come and tell you, can I go, can I blow? It doesn't. It just does it. So be that person. Don't ask for permission. Don't ask why. You should be you by all means. If you set up to do something, go and speak your thoughts. Go and speak up in places. If you're going to be in meetings, speak your thoughts. Make sure you've done your research. Of course, don't go and speak nothing. As much as we're pumping ourselves up, don't go and say nonsense. Speak concrete points. Tell them what you want to say, but speak up. If someone talks to you in a way that you don't appreciate, tell them, I am not that person. In a respectable way, please. Don't stoop low to start talking to them like, you know what I mean. Don't stoop so low. So you can talk to someone and say, I do not appreciate how you're talking to me. Please check your attitude and let's talk in the next 5 minutes. You walk away. You don't have to be disrespectful to speak up and tell people, oh, you're going beyond my boundaries or you're stepping into another zone that I don't want to be. So most of the times for people who are in work, we are caught up in high pressures, burnouts, comparisons. Joanne did this, I have to do that. Esther did this, I have to do that. And that drains you before you even get to the action itself. So learn to balance. What am I going to do? In my job, how do I balance my energy? Because I need to go back to my family and still be the mother, the sweet mother, the good wife, the loving wife, the good person that goes home and people are not running away from your home. There's a lady who told me she enters the house and people are running. Do we really have to be those people? No. But how do we choose to be the better people or people that anyone wants to be around? It's by saving your energy, saving and guarding your peace. How? You'll know who to talk to, when to talk to them, what to take in and what not to take in. This world is not shielded. We'll meet people who will abuse you, people who will belittle you, people who will look down on you. But are you going to take it in? I don't think so. Let them have their opinion. You know who you are. You know whose you are. As a Christian, I tell them, me, I'm the daughter of the living God. Surely, I am a princess. You ain't got nothing on me. So whatever you say, that's your opinion. Me, I know who I am. And you cannot take that away from me. So you have your opinion, good, stay with it. So self-love is not selfish. Don't look at it as a selfish thing. No, 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 no. It's leadership strength that models the resilience, the confidence from you and for your team, you know? So you need to have that confidence of, I got this, and my team will also have this. So for those who work with teams, it should dot onto your team as well. They should have this confidence. They should feel loved. They should walk with that confidence as you. Because if you're going to lead and you're the only one feeling holier than thou, and then they feel really looked down on, you're doing wrong, madame or monsieur. You're doing wrong. So it should be a team thing where whatever you see yourself as, even your team are feeling the same vibe. Let me call it a vibe. They're feeling like they also belong. So the pillar that I would say that I work with for of self-love and the grace that I go with is, one, I celebrate my uniqueness. Not everybody is like me. Not everyone will be like me. But how do I celebrate that? Because I have my downfalls, by the way. But do I choose to look at those? No. I will choose to focus on the positivity. So stop measuring yourself by the success of somebody else. You know, their yardsticks, their achievements. No, no, no. Your own. So if we can do a very small exercise, if you allow me, everyone kindly write down 3 qualities. 1, 2, 3. Qualities that make you irreplaceable, be it at work, in your family, in your friends groups, wherever you are, your society. What makes you stand out? What do you think makes you stand out? Write it down. Look at it, smile at it, and say, yep, this is me. Yeah? Celebrate yourself. And then the number 2 is silence the self-doubt. This imposter syndrome is real, good people. It is real. So those imposter feelings are common to everyone, from the senior managers to the lowest person possible in the office, even in the families. So shift that talk. Rather than say I'm failing, say I'm learning. Do you understand me? Rather than say I'm failing, is I'm learning. Because to me, every failure is a learning opportunity. I go back and say, what did I not do right? I'm not going back because I want to feel bad about it, self-pity and all. No, no, no. How can I do this better tomorrow? How can I do this better in the afternoon? How do I get better at this? So again, back to our exercise. We're going to write down how one recurring negativity or negative thought that you always think, oh, I used to think I'm fat. Hmm? Flip it. Flip it. Do you know how I flipped the I'm fat? Are you ready?
Yes, tell us.
To I am well shaped and everyone is admiring my shape. It's like, listen, this weight is probably not going to go anytime soon, or the way I'm shaped. So I was like, you know what? I'm very well shaped. And I thank God for that. So you flip that thought. Please flip the thought, whatever that thought is, write it down, flip the paper, write something positive about it. Yeah, and flip it into an achievement-based affirmation where you say, moving forward, I'm going to make this an affirmation. You wake up, you say, wow, that fault that you thought was negative is now a good thing. Flip it right now, please. Then number three, or redefine your productivity. Yeah? Productivity includes rest. I will repeat. Productivity includes rest. If you don't rest, you will not be productive. You'll not have time to reflect on what you're doing. Your creativity levels will go down the drain. I hope this makes sense. So please ask yourself, am I moving with purpose or am I just moving? Wow, just hitting walls and moving, 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 moving. At the end of the day, I'm going to be tired, but what have I achieved really? So can we purpose to move with purpose? Where you rest, reflect on your life, reflect on what you're going to do before you move, please. You know how we wake up and grab your phone, you're like, who has commented, who has seen my chat, who has responded to my LinkedIn post? Be like, how am I going to move in power today? Let those be the first thoughts that soothe your mind, that you wake up to, of how am I going to win today? And then later on, when you see that post that is negative, you'll be like, this one missed the memo. Let's move on. This one completely missed the memo. He or she is not with me. But we move on. May God help them. You know, when you set the pace of who you're going to be during the day, I kid you not, nothing will shatter you. Nothing will move you out of your lane. You'll keep going. Your worth is not what you do. I repeat, your worth is not what you do, but you work on what you love. Yeah? Your work is what you love to do. So emphasize on that. Don't think your worth is what you're going to do. It is your work that is going to be what you love doing. So celebrate the small wins, ladies and gentlemen. Daily wins, weekly wins. Make it a ritual. Before you go to bed, sit down and be like, Kazi, what did you do? What happened? Huh? What are we celebrating today? Talk to yourself. Say, yeah, you did well. Name three things that you did at least. I do name three things that I achieved in a day. I promise you, and I do get those things. Even when I sat home and was really not knocking off any big items. But I'm like, oh, I actually played with my kids. They are now happy. I managed to organize this place, a wardrobe. I'm trying to tell you when you're not going to be professional. I managed to organize a wardrobe. Now my clothes are organized. That is a good thing. I managed to actually surf the internet looking for what shoes I can buy, but I did not purchase. That is an achievement. We're trying to manage our finances. Yes, it is. It is. Yeah, that is being now financially awake, and you say, I'm not going to buy from my emotions. I have seen. I will take time and look at it and think about it. We can talk about our finances in another talk, maybe, Joanne. But how do we, even shopping, they call it window shopping and not shopping, is a huge achievement for me because I knew I'm a spender. So I really did suffer for some time with my finances because I didn't know how to actually pace myself and buy it when I really have to buy it. So yes, celebrate those small wins. If you tackle off an assignment, say for us who are into consultancy, they don't pay you immediately. The money takes long to come.
Yes.
But am I going to sit and dwell on, oh my God, I have not been paid, I have not been paid, and wait for when I will be paid? I'll probably be paid when I'm done. The satisfaction is not even there anymore, when you're paid. But what do? When I tackle an activity, it is done, dashed off, and I know I've done well. I get myself a cup of tea. I take myself out for a good ice cream. For those who take wine, have your nice glass of wine and be like, you did a good job. Tomorrow, wake up and tackle another activity, whether you're paid or not. And then when you get paid, we can find other ways to celebrate. But that helps you to have that vibe of, I am achieving something. There's a satisfaction that comes with that. Yeah. So the small wins will build evidence of resilience and consistency in your system in one way or another. Then the boundaries are self-love. Yeah. Say no. Say no when you need to say no. You need to have boundaries. It is not say no and don't feel guilty about that. Your value isn't how much you can carry. No. For example, I don't check my emails after 8 p.m. and I don't die.
Yes.
So there are people who are always on their phones. I'm like, listen, whoever sends me an email at 8 p.m. will surely wait till 6 a.m. in the morning when I wake up and I'm done with my workout and I'm ready to tackle the work. So rest again is power, sleep, find hobbies to engage in for you to feel good, something that makes you feel good. Is it planting? Is it reading? Is it walking? Is it exercising? Your hobby. And so, and then your solitude as well. Refuel yourself in whatever you do. What refuels you? You can't pour, I said it earlier, you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to heal, you need to fill your cup in order to give. I keep telling my kids, I actually tell them, guys, mommy needs a timeout to be able to love you more. And now they've understood it. Because when I'm tired, I'm going to scold them for no good reason. When I'm probably thinking about something that happened at work. But if I reset my system, I tell them I need a timeout to love you better. Because right now I'm tired. Take a shower, come back, and I'll be a different person. So learn yourself. Self-awareness is big. Self-awareness is big where you know this is who I am. When I'm tired, I'm not the best person to talk to. So how do I distress before I talk to you? If I want to actually have a constructive conversation with you. Then the lastly is the power of your comfort. The relationships that you have within yourself set the tone for everyone in your relationship. The relationship that you have with yourself will set the tone for the relationships you're going to have with people. Have you ever met people who are very mad in a meeting and you're like, but Chichi, what happened? Why are you and they're probably mad with themselves, but they also don't know. So, my friend, first heal the relationship with yourself before you bring in other people, because all these other relationships are going to be burdens to you. And we don't want to be that friend. We don't want to be that wife. We don't want to be that husband. We don't want to be that colleague who is always harsh and mad. Treat this as a life, your life is supposed to be so precious. So treat it as a precious life indeed. And then now you anchor the safe spaces where you say, if I'm prayerful, what is my faith? Am I going to pray? How will I pray about these issues? How do I journal my life? How do I have family meetings that are going to actually nurture me? And then the real power will come from how calm you are and the clarity that you get from that acceptance, the self-acceptance. Practical tools that I think you guys should go with is the mirroring. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Say kind words to yourself every morning. Gratitude before you sleep. Say 3 wins. What 3 wins do I have? What has happened? What did I achieve? And then celebrate them, of course. Self-love is a contract. Nobody will do that for you. You have to promise yourself that you're going to do it. At least you say monthly, I will rest without guilt. And on a Sunday, I will go out and give myself a cup of tea or something. So I told people how I check out from my busy life of being a mother, wife, entrepreneur, and all that. Sunday afternoons, I check out, and everybody knows I will go have my me time, whether window shop, sit somewhere quiet, have my coffee, read a book, walk, but I'll have a good 3 hours to myself where I'm uninterrupted. So as I conclude, good people, make your lifestyle what you want it to be. So take part in it. Nobody's going to come and help you love yourself. It's going to be you. So put in the work. Self-love is a lifestyle of leadership and so much grace to yourself. So invite, you can choose to share this with anyone. You can choose to Talk to a friend about it if you don't know where to start from, but you need to take action. Yes? So, as I part or as I stop, your time is precious. Your
Yes.
peace is non-negotiable. I repeat, your peace is non-negotiable. So don't stay stuck in a space that will shrink you forever. People may judge you, and they will judge you if you choose to start loving yourself, by the way. But stay focused and move forward. And say to yourself every day, I am worthy, I am enough, and I am more than I want to, I am more than what I do. I choose to love myself fully, and starting now, I'm going to love myself. Thank you very much. Any
Wow, thank
questions?
you. Thank you. Some claps and digital claps here, I can see. And I saw Natasha
Thank
saying,
you.
was surprised. I don't know. I know some people maybe have just joined. This is a lunch and learn. It really takes only 30 minutes, but we have 5 minutes that Penny has reserved for us for Q&A. So please, if you have any questions, you can unmute and ask questions. If you have any comments, like I said, if I'm looking good today because I'm wearing long hair, praise her. And if I'm looking bad, it's also blame her because she's the one who caused the way I'm looking.
I think you look good.
Yes, so questions, comments, I can see here a lot of thank yous. Thank you, Penny, congrats, Kongs, Joanne. I don't know what they're congratulating. Is it because of the hair?
The
Or
hair. It's the hair. You look good with the hair. People keep it coming. We need her to stay with the hair.
the okay, upon the change of okay, yes. So any questions? Yeah, so Penny, I really this is great. We need to love ourselves in order to actually be loved by others. So if we don't love ourselves, then how can others actually love us? I think for me personally, and what I've had people say is that this business of self-care, self-love, that is all selfish. We should really be concerned about others. So, because as humans, we are made for others. So, what would you have to say about that?
Like I said earlier, I believe, yes, we'll live in a society and we'll have to love others. But how am I going to give you what I don't have, Joanne?
Mhm.
How will I give you what I don't have? So I need to love myself first, and then I'll give you from a full cup. Then we can
Mhm.
share. But look at me now sharing what I don't have. It wouldn't work. It's as simple as that. I need to love myself first, then I'll have the grace to love everybody else who comes my way.
Yes. Okay. There's
Mhm.
I see he's saying, is it healthy to speak negative to me as part of my self-realization journey if the negative is actually true? And then Natasha, oh no, she's just saying, no, and okay, come, okay. I think Natasha is also agreeing with you, but yes, Tracy is saying, can I
Mm.
speak negative to myself as a self-correction, I guess? But yeah.
No, I don't believe you should speak negative to yourself. Remember about the thought that I told you that we flip? So if you know you have a negative thought or something that is negative about you, find a way to flip it into positivity. How are you going to move from it in a positive angle? Yeah? If you have some negative thought, everybody has them. We all have them. Flip it. Find a way
Yeah.
to flip it to
Mhm.
negativity. How are you learning from it? If it's a mistake, if it's a trait, if it's a habit, how do
Mhm.
you flip it? Learn from it and move on to the positive. Where do you want to go? Because we all know, by the way, where we want to be, but we don't want to put
Mhm.
in the work. So today,
Mhm.
if I may urge you guys to have a takeaway, flip whatever that negativity is into something positive that is going to
Mhm.
suit you, not your mother, your uncle, your auntie, your spouse. You first. Then if you check
Mhm.
it and anybody else comes and says, "Go, you're wearing a green jacket," you'll be like, "Yeah, so it is here," but we move. We're moving
Mm.
on. You really
Okay.
belittle all those negative comments once you're self-aware, you've understood yourself, you know where you want to go, and you're working towards that. Thank
Then
you.
it makes me this morning I was late. I was supposed to leave home by 8, but I ended up leaving at 9, going to the bank, and then I had a meeting at 10. So what I said, you know what, God, you know I am. It's my mistake. I'm late, but do me a favor. Let there be no line in the bank.
Mm.
Even after being late,
And
and to
did it
my
happen?
surprise, There was no one in the bank. I was the only one. I was like, okay. So
You see?
I get what you're saying. Okay.
Yes,
So
yes,
here
yes, yes.
Bill is asking, does self-love incorporate the aspect of attracting rather than attracting? I don't know. Or rather than chasing? Yeah. So Bill is saying that self-love incorporate the aspect of attracting rather than chasing. Yes.
Yes, definitely, 100%. When you love
Mm.
yourself, you're going to attract the right people to you rather than go chasing them. So when you have the self-confidence, you're self-aware, you know where you have to be. By the time you enter the room, you'll have sealed the deal. I kid you not. Because you're going
Mhm.
to go in with confidence. People are going to love you. But if you're scared, you're going to go saying, "Oh my God, will they give it to me?" You start saying sorry before you even say anything. You're apologizing. You're just looking funny, honestly, for lack of a better way to say it. So that self-confidence, that self-love is going to attract the right people. It's going to twitch or change your attitude, your appearance, your everything. And therefore, people are going to be attracted to you rather than you being on the chase all the time.
Okay. Natasha is saying that no one will come to help you if you don't love yourself. I think she's just being surprised with that. Evelyn said, wow, you
100%.
have made her start loving herself. So if this talk has made you start loving yourself, please type 1. But if it has made you hate yourself, type 2. So we get to know who are the ones and who are the twos. Okay. There is Mercy here. She's saying, maybe a trigger for the married. How can one? I can say triple one, quadro one. Okay. They're even making me fail to read something. Okay, Mercy is saying my trigger for it may be a trigger for the married. How can one partner deal with this if the other partner is an aggressor, e.g., a narcissist? How would self-love mean? Would self-love mean walking away, or the context of work where the entrepreneur stroke employee is dealing with narcissistic employees or bosses? How would you deal with that?
So
Mm.
I'm not a therapist, so I please disclaimer, whatever I'm saying is not by the book, but if need be, yes, self-love might mean walk away. But also, what are you walking away from? Who are you walking away from? Do you love yourself first? Because as a narcissist is dealing with you, who are you? Who is he dealing with? And by the way, trust me, this is a very good example that I know, a practical example. I have seen it, where a narcissist was dealing with someone who decided to love themselves, be self-aware, have the confidence and all, until the other one, it did not make sense what he's doing. He started questioning if he's actually, what he's doing is having an impact or not. So she came to us and she was a prayer partner and she was telling us, these days I can see he's questioning if I'm actually seeing what he's doing, his actions and all that, because I'm happy. I'm joyful. I'm continuing my life. He does this, I belittle it with a very respectful angle, by the way, without disrespecting him. It was the husband. But it gets to a point where he's like, this person, what is going on? What is hiding them? What is shielding them from everything that I'm doing? So once you've figured out how to love yourself, regardless of everything that is going on around you, trust me, it will affect the people around you in one way or another. But if
Mm.
it's terrible and you have to walk away, my friend, if need be, walk away. What does your gut tell you? What does your heart tell you? So follow your heart. Follow your heart because you know what is going on in the back of your heart that we probably don't know. But what does your love for you, what does it tell you to do? So please see a therapist. With that said, see a therapist, talk to someone who is well conversant with this topic, and they will help you to better
Mm.
understand what move to make in this regards. But don't stop loving yourself. That one you can never
Mm.
lose. Do not lose yourself. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Penina. I know some questions may be coming in, but let me just talk about the upcoming activities in the company. We have a very wonderful Start and Improve Your Business TOT, Trainer of Trainers, coming up or starting on the 6th. So it's online and blended. Those who like to become trainers of entrepreneurs, like Penny was saying, she's an entrepreneur of so many things. Me, I'm doing consultancy and farming, and I'm struggling, but I know by God's grace, because I know where my mistakes have been. But yeah, so would be very happy to take you through to become a trainer. It's a very intensive but low cost, like you would see. Yeah, so please join us for that. And then also wanted to let you know, as part of really personal growth and personal development, we are coming up with a mastermind coming up soon. So just wait out for that, and we will be letting you know. It will be a closed community where we look at the 15 invaluable laws of growth following the Maxwell leadership teaching, and then we just see how can we become better as individuals, as people. So we thought we could just announce that for you so that, yes, you know what is coming up in the company. So Fulgencia, feel free to share the link for the Start and Improve Your Business program, those who would like to become trainers, yes, so that they can do so. Yes, and I know, Penny, you are actually facilitating an entrepreneur training this week. I hope it's going well. And and we just love to be good entrepreneurs, but also help other entrepreneurs to be excellent, excellent entrepreneurs. And if you want to become a trainer, please sign up and let's journey together. Was there another question? Okay, I didn't see anyone type 2, which is fantastic. So there's no 2. There's somebody called, how could self-love come about when you have disabled child and they need a lot of you and around, devastated? Yeah, I think it's really somebody with people with a child with special abilities. We said not disabled. We say special abilities. We need to understand which abilities are those. Evelyn is saying, thank you, Madam Penny, but propose for married couples that walking away should be the last resort when all options fail to work out. Yes,
I agree. I agree with you. Should be the last resort. True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's on the child challenges. I'm really sorry about that. And I'll keep you in my prayers, but I usually like to dwell on the positive. We thank God that you have the child, and we pray that the child gets well. It will take a lot for you to actually look at the positive around you and enjoy that child, enjoy every step of the way. It's a challenging step. Every time they grow, it's a challenging phase. But I pray that you find joy in all that is going on. And please try to rest when you can. Whenever the child rests, please rest. A friend of mine says that it's like you're back to breastfeeding and having an infant. You need to rest when the child rests to re-energize yourself so that when they are up, you have the energy to deal with them and the different demands. So I'm sorry I don't have the right information to help you with this, but I'll keep praying for you. But rest is key. Rest is key, my darling. Rest and pray about it. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I think to add to what you're saying, I think because they say God gives, so God gives children. Now it chose you to be the one to look after this child. Maybe there's a reason why. Why you? Because many times you ask why me. So do whatever you can because that is God's child and He has given you to look after it. Find something positive. Just know that you're doing something for somebody. Yeah, for somebody.
Yeah, maybe lastly, Joanne, find a community that is dealing with the same challenges to belong to. Pooja, it feels good to always have someone to talk about this when they can relate to what you're going through. It feels like a place where you can go and vent and come back and continue to do the work that the Lord has called you to do. So it's good to always have a community around you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Penny. Any last parting shots? So we just call this a very good afternoon. Yeah, over to you.
Affirmation. I need everybody to affirm. I just wrote down the affirmation that I just said as I was closing. Please copy it and keep it with you. You should always say, I am worthy, I am enough, I am more than what I do, and I choose to love myself fully starting today.
Can we say that together? People, unmute and let us say this together. Unmute. So we are on a count of 3. We shall read it out. Please unmute. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. I am worthy. I am enough.
I am more than
what I do. I choose to love myself.
I choose to love myself
starting now.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so
every
much.
day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Penina. And have a
Thank you
good
too, my dear.
afternoon. Okay, please. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.